Hi, welcome back to Type Fixes. My name is Tyler. Today I am repairing an iPhone SE. As you can see, I need a new screen and a new charging port. I also changed out the back housing. The new back housing had scratches and dents, but it was cheap when I bought it from eBay. The IMEI number on the back of the red housing does not match the original IMEI number. As you can see, the first thing we need to do is take out the two parallel screws. After taking out the screws, we can use the suction cup to lift the screen up and put a wedge in it. We need to be really careful not to cut the ribbon cable that connects the home button. As you can see right there, if you cut the ribbon cable or damage it in any way, you will lose the Touch ID function and the home button will no longer work. Next, we need to disconnect the battery. It's very important to disconnect the battery first so you don't short anything out on the motherboard. After that, we can do anything else to the board. So I'm taking off the screen to get user access. As you can see, I'm starting to take out the home button first. You can use a little bit of the heat or hair dryer at the bottom of the screen to lose up the adhesive that goes on the home button. So it'll be easier to take off so you don't damage it. If you damage it, you will lose the Touch ID. As you can see, after I take out the home button from the old screen, I put it into the new screen. I already skipped some stuff that I added from the old screen to the new screen because it takes so long. So now moving on to the phone, I removed the charging port and the speaker. After taking the speaker out, so I need to use the heat gun to heat the back of the phone on the bottom to lose the adhesive for the charging port. It will take me a while because the charging port is really hard to get out. Finally, after getting out the charging port, we can move on to the battery. We can take the battery out by pulling out the adhesive under it. For the 5 series, the battery adhesive is connected to each other, so we need to cut through the middle adhesive. You gotta be very careful and gently and slowly pulling the adhesive out, otherwise you will snap one. If you snap one, it'll be very tough and hard to get the battery out. You gotta go by prying and pulling. Now we gotta move over. We gotta move the bezels over. I removed the HUD port jack bezel over to the red one. I already did the charging port off camera because it takes so long. After I remove the bezels, I can now put the new charging port back into the phone. The old charging port is dropped out. Now we can move on to taking the logic port out. First, we got to move the camera and a few other heat shields or the plates. We finally moved the logic board. After inspecting it thoroughly, we can see that it's very clean and doesn't have any water damage on it, which is really a good thing. Now we can move on to taking out the vibrator. After taking the plate off and one screw, the vibrator is really easy to take off. After that, we can move on to the volume and power button controls flex. But first, I have to take out the Wi-Fi antenna cable. I believe that's what it is. Removing the mute and volume button. The flex cable is ready to be taken out. That is the Wi-Fi antenna flex, I believe. If it's not, please let me know in the comments to tell me what it is. I would like to know if you can know. I can see I already moved the volume and power button because it takes so long because it's held by a little pen. If you see the pen in my video where I just put the tweezer in, it's really stuck into the phone. I just ended up buying a new one because it's really cheap to buy. It costs like 50 cents to buy. So after putting the volume flex and then put the pen in, it's really easy to do. Next, we can move on to the buttons and transfer the hinges and the little metal circular shim. I don't know what it's called, but it gives the audible click that you hear when you press the button. You can see I can put the metal shim in the middle and then the hinges on it. When you put the power button in, the hinges, the little middle bracket, it goes down. So when you put the button in, you make sure it faces down and not up. So after all that, we put the screws back in for the volume buttons and the mute button. And now we move on to the vibrator and put the bracket in for that. Next, when you remove the clips on the side of the phone, those clips hold this phone screen in. Now we move on and putting the camera in the metal bracket back into place. And after that, we can move on to put the logic board back in. We need to connect the logic board to the Wi-Fi antenna flex first, and then we can put it back into place where it belongs. You gotta make sure that it does not have any cable or flex underneath the logic board, otherwise it would be pinched and it had to get a new flex for that specific one. After putting all the screws back in, we can move on to put the battery in. First we gotta put the connected cables on it. The battery the housing came with the battery heater, so it's really easy to put on. You gotta make sure to get the heater really flat in onto the battery by using a spudger. What I do, I connect the battery first and then put it in. And then right after you put it in, you need to disconnect the battery. And then all that's left to do is put the screen back on and then connect the battery again and then put the metal bracket in. After plugging the charger in, you can see it shows the charging flash symbol. The battery's dead, so I'll let it charge for a few. So you need to be really careful to put the home button cable back in so you don't tear it. For that little bracket on the home button, you need to take it, tilt it, and then slide it in and then push it into place. After putting the screen down in, we have a new iPhone SE red custom back housing. It's unfortunate that the IMEI number does not match the original IMEI number, but I find it stunning and really cool to have a red custom housing. It does have a little bit of dents and scratches on the back of the housing, but that's only because I bought it for like $5 used. As you can see, it's really stunning with the new screen. Going into the settings in about, you can see that it's running iOS 13.1.3, and then checking the capacity, it's 64 gigabytes. So this is the iPhone SE red custom back housing, 64 gigabytes. As always, this is Tyler from TyFixes. Please give me a like and a subscribe button. I hope you really enjoyed the video, as I will be making a future video really soon.